All right, dudes, dudettes. All right, let's talk a little bit about Delphi, right? What happened? Why did they lose the case? Why are these people going crazy? Right. Well, we've been out there looking, we've been out there investigating, we've been watching other things. People ask me, why do you watch certain channels? Well, because we want to get the 411 on what's going on. What do I think? I think some of these people created their own demise. I know it sounds crazy, but we're starting to see a lot of these people that are these tarot card readers being attacked by what they open the door to. We're seeing a lot of these people with tattoos, with certain tattoos, where the government now is connecting these tattoos to demonic stuff. These people and some of these YouTubers that were Delphiers are the cause of their own demise. Maybe they were using witchery cards, whatever, to try and solve the case or what. I don't know. I am just a viewer, an observer, and my own couch potato investigator, right? So, how did this all start? Where did it go wrong? Your guess is as good as mine. If you live in Indiana, then you know that there was a problem in Delphi before the case. Um, that's where it started, right? You always look community, what's going on in the community at that time, and you also look at family, friends. That's just 101 of investigating. That was probably their first mistake. Uh, was um, Diverting people away from certain basic 101 investigation, right? Even with government, that was a red flag to the big dogs that they just don't want us to know about something, or they are hiding something for someone or doing something. You have to also look at the other cases that were in the area, other states around this area, to look at MOs to see if they match certain MOs of the Delphi case. Uh, you have to look at the people that were running the town, whether they were on the up and up or illegal, right? Now, I'm going to be honest with you folks. Another war broke out supposedly between Captain Howdy and another YouTuber who's had problems before, right? Now, like I said, I've seen these YouTubers say one thing, not work out the way they plan, and they sing a different tune. And miraculously, they were the ones that they were. We're seeing a lot of this, folks. We're seeing a lot of it. A lot of these people take down their whole channels because, well, they got it wrong. And then the next thing you know, they're back up and running, pumping out videos uh, that they watched from our channels, from people that flew under the radar, that ain't crime sector YouTube channels and everything. And we happened to punch through and find out that all of them were nuts. Not just one, not just two. They all were connected behind the scenes, talking, using their own messages. We're going to do this. We're going to do that. Is there proof of it? I don't have the proof. The government has the proof. So, like I said, these people are very good at. Uh, they're very good at manipulating. They're very good at sending people in to try and interrupt your channel or your investigation. Uh, or whatever it may be, to try and get the goods on you so they can use something once we found out who was involved and what happened and why. And it's a, I'll tell you what, it's Dell fires should be disgraceful because it is like going to high school, right? Well, I used to date her and she don't like, and I mean, you know, and she did this or he did that and yada, yada, yada. And the next thing you know, they're all manipulating the story, right? Ah, hello, Miss Debbie Fox. And then the story turns into something totally different. And it was this guy, and he was involved in this and that. I can tell you this much: these people made themselves suspicious, suspects. They attacked channels. They attacked people that had nothing to do with crime. And they attacked them in my channel too. And then people were music people that had nothing to do with this crime crap. Although they did want to hear how Keegan Kline was connected to music and how he boot scoop boogied out. You know, we don't want this happening to our children, just like you don't want it happening to yours. So it turned into a shit show right off the bat, and we couldn't believe it because we were calling higher echelons, going, "Are these are the people that are in charge of this YouTube Delphi thing, or what's the thing?" I got video of one guy in a straitjacket in a police station, spitting and biting, and they're trying to strap him down. I got the other one shooting junk. I got the other one uh, sending photos to try and get info for this. I got another one porn. I got another, you know, and these are your big dogs, huh? I got another one that's supposedly one of the top YouTubers, hacker, hacker. Everything we demise. I spent, you know how much billions of dollars I spent stopping hackers from other countries in this country, when all along we were screaming out, no, it's coming from here. I'm not spending 2 billion sending troops, 100,000 of it. No, 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 no. These idiots are right here. These are the guys you got running your show. Your laws do not matter to anyone anymore. All gloves off. That's what these guys created. People getting killed. People get, he's this, he's that, he's an alcoholic. I don't crap. $20 bills. Hello, Miss Justice Jane. There ain't no organization. There ain't no government. There ain't nothing gonna get you folks out of this. There ain't no club. There ain't no secret Masonic shit gonna get these people out of it. God's seen the madness. Now, a lot of these, I'm going to be honest with you, a lot of these people are going crazy. Whether they were cursed, whether a spell was put on them, whether it was involving Illuminatius, whatever it may be, it's evil. Now, I didn't know Captain Howdy at all. I have no idea what he looks like and what his real name is. I know one thing: YouTube is supposed to be protecting us people that have been using our real names. Why? Because we got nothing to hide. And if all you got, Delphi, is the past of somebody, you got a lot of learning to do about stuff, about life. Past is their past. I understand that. But their past fit the crime. And that's why some of these people were questioned. That's why a lot of them did flip out. And that's when the stories started. And the deceiving and the madness, the witchery, the sorcery, whatever you guys want to call it, the great Odins, the clubs, the biker, the syndicate, whatever it is that they blamed it on. I don't know. A lot of these people are going crazy, offing themselves, changing the name on their channels, changing a different tune to where they wake up and now it's them that, well, we had it right all along. Right? We've seen that before. We've definitely seen that in the Delphi sector. If you get it wrong, you get it wrong. But it's obvious you folks didn't do your homework, because before you even stepped into the Delphi case, you would have looked up the area and the situation within Indiana and what happened and what's been going on around there. And these people that did have questions because of the history of the things that were going on in Delphi at the time and all this talk of these clubs and gangs, you brought the devil's hands down upon you because you acted like it never existed. You never acted, what, 28 girls or kids or whatever, that, you know, the 28 that died before Abby and Libby. The kids found in the suitcases down there, down south, in the woods and stuff. The shoe trees, the Kokomo's crews, the mafia, you know, all this stuff they talk. You folks brought a lot of heat down on probably organizations that didn't have anything to do with it. Why? I don't know. We're looking at a couple guys that came into the Delphi case at a certain time, certain period. And that was to try and use it to blackmail some people that had nothing to do with anything. They were using the past, something that guy did when he was a kid. And like I said, Delphi and southern parts of Indiana, if that's all you got is a past, you got shit. You're going to get shit for wrecking one of the biggest cases in Indiana. Why? I have no idea why you people did it. Probably to cover up your past. Maybe the ring. Maybe the pedo ring, the trafficking ring, the churches down there, all of them are just corrupt. Well, that's your president that's saying that. You voted for him. It's a red state now all of a sudden when the shit got deep. Boy, didn't they change real fast. It was a blue state. No, bam, just like that is red. Miss Debbie Fox says Ron Logan. I believe Ron Logan. I never believed Ron Logan was bridge guy. Not sure about it. No. You can't show me a blurry, what appears to be photo op or some kind of a thing, which we said from day one. There was 50 different bridge guys out there. The photos all messed up, and you know, you couldn't tell, and you wouldn't be able to tell from that long of a distance to get any kind of face recognition or anything. We needed something close, 2 foot away from the girl, something clear, some. We never seen it. They never produced it. They never produced it. The things that the government said and police didn't add up from day one. There was 49 seconds of video. They believed the girls died on that video within 49 seconds. there would have been a trail of blood. You can't get to where the girls on top of that bridge from where the girls took the video to where the girls were in 49 seconds. Not even your best trained idiot that you called was atop of the could get to that area in 49 seconds. He went out there and made videos of it. But that's what I'm really starting to say is I'm starting to see a bunch of people that might have sacrificed two girls and created this madness and pinned it on someone else. We don't know. I can tell you this much. They didn't have professionals look at it. So I'm going to be honest with you folks. The whole thing could have been edited and staged. And people think it is just, oh, that's just a crit. That's just a, what do they call that? Another conspiracy theory. Boy, they are whooping the shit out of America with you people that don't believe in conspiracies because the whole thing was a conspiracy. And the conspiracy is still being played on you that there are no conspiracies. Let me move my little fireplace because I can't see chat. Politics played a role. How do we know this? Because it went sour between Mike Pence, who runs the show, Rolling Thunder, biker, whatever, the Indiana's boy, Mike Pence, and between Donald Trump, went bad. Politics played a role. These people played a role. I wouldn't doubt if we find some of these YouTubers that were on the payroll of some of these people that were running the show. Well, like I said, my condolences to the families of Captain Howdy here and his wife. But the only one that suffered in that was the child. Once again, another child suffers, just like Abby and Libby, and the 28 that came before them. I don't know what you folks conjured up. If you're vampires, they're going to put stakes through your hearts, and that's no joke. If you're witches, they are going to burn you. That is no joke. If you're secret societies, they're going to burn you down. They are coming to get the job done. The people have spoken. We're tired of this show that they put on. Whatever it is. We got lawyers that you're not understanding or heeding the word of God. They're tired of the madness, the money that was missing. You know, they spent 4.5 of my money out there. You think they would have hired a professional analyzer and a professional forensic team to come in, right? That's 4.5 mil. But hey, who gives a shit if it's the people's money, right? Drugs and everything. Who gave the okay for these people? Who gave the okay to these people to even speak for Abby and Libby when they're pushing junk in their arms and drinking on camera and boats and hoes all over the place? Who gave you people the right? Now, I know you're going to stand behind the family. Now, well, it was the family hired us. Exactly what we wanted to hear. It was the defense. It was the state. That is exactly what we want to hear, gentlemen. Because you're not going to hide behind them. I don't care if you're in another country. If you had photos of Abby and Libby, you obstructed justice. And there is no, you did it for Abby and Libby. There is no, you're protected. You idiots don't work for real news companies and not even lawyers. Not even lawyers. The Federal Bureau of Investigation, I watched the gentleman get on that YouTube channel and tell these people, and their mouths dropped, when he said, it don't matter who you are. If you're found with naked photos of girls, stolen photos from an ongoing case, you're guilty of pedo. It's the law. And they still refuse to listen. Don't matter if you work for a news company. You were caught with stolen photos. I don't care if you work for a production company. You were caught with stolen photos of a double murder of 2 young girls. And we find that some of these people within this sector are pedos themselves. Well, we found a couple women that had over 30,000. Well, she claimed she worked for the government, was investigating cases. Comes to find out she wasn't. We've had these people that we've seen on YouTube act like they're lawyers and police and call the police and tell them they're police. Or they're lawyers or investigators or doctors getting information. The whole system is broken down, Mr. Trump. You asked me to reveal it to you. You asked me to show you. I showed you. The madness is real. These people, the streets got these people thinking that the courts, the jails, the prison are the power. Don't go to the federal government. Don't go to the government and your government and everything. If you want anything done, you need to go to the prisons because they'll wipe the shit out of the country. Go to the cartels. They'll kill everybody for you. That's what you allowed in our country, is for these people to think that they're more powerful than God Almighty and our beloved military and country. Do I believe everything the country does? Nope. But most of you people wouldn't be here if it wasn't for the government making it mandatory that you were vaccinated when you went to school. Some of you these days ain't going to have that. You're not going to have that right to be vaccinated. Oh, yes, it is true. Measles, all kinds of stuff popping up. Polio is back. Numerous things. Why? Because vaccines. They weren't vaccinated. That's why. We would have been dead right now with polio. Most of these people that are on YouTube that are my age would have been dead if we were not vaccinated. Why? Because the government made it mandatory. I promote tested vaccines. You can't make a vaccine in a week and test it on humans. It takes time. I support vaccine. Why? Because I wouldn't be here. If it is tested and proven to kill the disease and work, then I do believe it should be mandatory that our children and any mother and father that we show is proven, we give the vaccine to one kid and that kid's fine, and we give it to another, that kid's fine. We give it to another, he has a reaction. Well, there's something in his body that caused a reaction. His body might not take to it. Not everybody's going to take to a vaccine. But when you got the stats where, well, we had 95% rate of survival, we did have 5% that died. What are you going to take? The 95% that survived, that don't have polio? They might have polio, but it was the vaccine that kept it dead, dormant. They don't understand. I don't think anyone understands. I don't understand. It is only thy God Almighty that's using me. Hello, Ricardo. Debbie said 100% they never proved who Bridge Guy was. Well, they proved that there was a guy, Debbie, walking down the bridge. But is it Brad Holder? Is it Chadwell? Is it Richard Allen? Is it Sullivan? Is it numerous of these guys that they are suspects? Why? Because they look like the suspect. Or whatever they gave in front of us, the people, and said, this is Bridge Guy. Well, that's funny because I put it through an analyzer. I blew it up. And it sure does look like Bridge Guy has a face inside a Bridge Guy. Right? I'm talking there's 5, 6 faces. And you can see it morphing. That ain't morphing. What it's doing is that's the altercation of the AI or the program that they used. And one day it looks like it's Ron Logan. It's Toby, the cop. It's the sheriff. The sheriff was out there. It was Mike Patty. That's why they're suspects, folks. That's why. Because someone got rejected from someone or some production agency or some secret police group or something and had a grudge or something and created just a madness. And we'll send them all of them on a wild goose chase. But that wild goose chase came right back to them people's channels, didn't it? It sure the heck did. It sure the heck did. Boy, didn't this madness come right back around? That ain't our liver cancer and everything. It ain't mine. I quit drinking 30 some years ago. You best take that out of here and send it right back to the YouTubers. Right? That ain't my mental problem there. I got my own mental problems. You can send that back to the great wizard. Yeah, I think we figured out who our Illuminatis are and our little sickos and witches and demons and goblins oh my. And yes, your tattoos sang a story. Why are you being hunted? Well, because you're Illuminatus. Next time you get a tattoo, think about it because all your seeing eyes will be poked out. Trump come to do a job. He ain't here. He ain't playing games with you people. He already appointed new people in Indiana. Get down to the bottom of this madness. Everyone, oh, you're just acting. Well, that's what they pay me to do. Well, I don't get paid, but that's what YouTube is. It's about news, entertainment. It's your own channel to do whatever. And people still can't fathom it. My God, he deleted a video. It's my effing channel. If I want to fart in this microphone all day and delete the video, that's my right. I don't live in 1940 in some other country. I live in America, where it just so happens we got all your countries here, but you got to abide by my laws. So you can't be eating dogs, cats. You can't be putting up pentagons. You can't be cursing people, trespassing on people. That's not my law in America. And what do I see in the Delphi? I see a bunch of YouTubers that let their egos get in the way. And they created bull crap. You even said, hi, oh, you look beautiful today. Oh my God, he's some kind of a stalker. He's crazy. What a sicko. These people did whatever they could to keep us memorized and hypnotized until they can cover up their data, until they can do away with their little witch bones and dices and all the stuff and the sick photos that was linked to many people, because it was a ring, no matter what you want to think. No matter what you care to think, they're all involved. If they weren't there, somehow they were connected to the people that were there, or to one of these YouTubers that, they just woke up today and they're mad because some other YouTuber is dating another YouTuber, and they used to date that YouTuber, but not no more. So now she's a swank and he's a this and that, and wars broke out. And who suffered? The girls. Maybe the families of the girls. They're hackers. I've already caught a couple of these YouTubers that now are singing a different song, and now they're on board with different stories or whatever. They were the ones that found out. They were the ones that did. I said that way back. They deleted all their evidence, and where they were wrong. Either they were wrong or they were being paid by somebody, or they were covering up their own tracks. Hello, Miss Humanimal. How are you doing today? So now we got a war between some other channel now and Howdy Doody right before his death, or Captain Howdy, who they say was an alcoholic. How in the heck is all this just happening? I have no idea. Now, personally, I have no idea if that's true because I don't know the dude. And if he was an alcoholic, that's his business, because that's the way I was raised. You can say something, hey, buddy, you're drinking a little bit too much, cut back. But you can't do anything other than that, because that's the laws that they created for us within music and movies. He's shooting 2 grams of heroin a day. Who cares? It's his life. And then you're cast out of the ring, the friend ring or whatever, so we're not getting involved. There's nothing I could do. He's an alcoholic. There's nothing I can do. He's got to help himself. It's very horrible what happened in that situation. I don't even know the full story. I don't even know if I can believe it. I don't want to believe it. But if it is true, my condolences to the family. And once again, they said there's a little child left. Well, see, once again, it's the children that suffer. Nobody knows what Captain Howdy was except for the people around him. And now they're blaming people around him. Well, it's your fault they did this. I can't believe these YouTubers that have got these many viewers that are considered top educated. If you want to know anything about Delphi, go to this channel. And here they are behind the scenes doing very bad things. Very bad things. And I'm not talking about him and his girlfriend sharing photos or talking sexy or anything like that. I'm talking these people were possessed by the devil or something, and they chose to act like idiots and do bad things. Right now, let me see what Missing Man will say. Not right now, though they have these YouTube lawyers putting the fox among us, the pigeons, getting people woke up. They are in the wrong. Brian has not either pure blood. I don't know. I know. I just heard about this a couple days ago about this. Did you hear another guy from Delphi killed himself? No, no, it's not shocking. Not shocking at all. It's a I don't know how these people even. I don't understand it. Now they're saying they're vampires. Well, that's okay. This summer, I just bought a vampire kit. No joke. Yeah. Well, we'll make it real, Mr. Trump, if that's what you want, sir. United States government, if that's what they want, if that's what you're calling upon, sir, let us know. Right? I wasn't around back in the 1800s or back when this stuff was going on. Wasn't even born. Wasn't even a dream in someone's eye. This madness is from many, many, many thousand years ago that you cannot let go, but yet you've still allowed for these people to practice and do this in our country. Let me tell you what my psychiatrist told me about you people. You're nuts. Even the people running the country are crazy. That's a psychiatrist. That's a professional doctor. Oh, these people are nuts. Completely nuts. Caused most of the madness in the world. And they still can't come to terms that they're crazy. They're just killing everything. They're destroying everything. They just can't come to the terms that once you kill someone, once you get that power, that madness, that it's a drug. Now you folks are addicted to it. You're addicted to it, causing havoc amongst people. The only ones suffered, Abby and Libby, and the other 28. Well, 29 now, because they'll chalk that up as a Delphi kill. You remember all the vehicles in the beginning of the case? You remember all the witnesses. You remember all the vehicles that were there in the beginning of the case. That disappeared. Now all of a sudden, 8 years later, in court, it comes out that there was a white van out there. That there was everything we heard in the beginning of the case probably was somewhat true. But they went ahead and said we were all nuts. Crazy. What van? There ain't no van. What black truck with stickers all over it? What red truck? What are you talking about? A semi or a box truck? There was none of that. None of it. The hitchhiker walking down the highway with a backpack on him. That never happened. It never happened. That's what they told us. Now, 8 years later, it's gone into court. All the documentation comes out. They all knew each other. How many times I got to tell these people? It's like the mafia. When you go into doing a job and one guy gets picked up, right? If other guys start getting picked up, then there's probably a 99% chance the first guy that got picked up ratted you out. And that's exactly what happened in Delphi. So sing that song. Sing it. And like I said, there's been plenty of arrests in the Delphi. They just pled to lesser charges and gave information up. Do I think the case is still ongoing? Sure it is. Mr. Carter ain't lying. If Mr. Carter finds something else in this case, he'll reopen this case and he will arrest these people. Now we know they broke justice. We know this thing of theirs is real because these people that had them photos of the crime scene should have been locked up and prosecuted. I mean, hell, if we knew that it was that easy just to give people information about a case, most of these people wouldn't be in prison right now. But we're law abiding citizens. And that's why my people in America can't get a fair trial. Because when your corrupt courts and your people are snorting more cocaine and pushing dope and sleeping with more prostitutes that I can shake a stick with, uh, welcome to my world, ladies and gentlemen. You untouchables. You just became very touchable to my federal government and Homeland Security. And probably about 8 other government agencies that, well, we kept them off the list for just days like this. Now, once again, my heart goes out to Captain Howdy and his family. And supposedly they say he was a great creator and a big part of Delphi. But depending on who you talk to, they were suspects. Why? Well, because they knew things before anyone else knew things. And when the police are saying we didn't release that information, well, that's when we put 2 and 2 together and figured out someone had the information or these guys were there. Can you explain that to me? You can't. You can't explain it to me. How did they know about sticks, drawings, markings? Of course they had a lie. Oh, well, the girls were penetrated with sticks and they were carved up and everything. And they couldn't come out and say they had the information or they were there. So they had to lie a little bit, make it look like it was something other than what it wasn't. Most of these guys had a beef. Why? Because they were denied from the Masonic Masons. They were denied from the great Odins of all Odins. Or they were denied to be a biker or a patch-in or a hang-around in their little organization. And maybe they created this whole thing. That ain't for me to figure out. I'm just a viewer. I'm just a citizen. I'm just a poor dude. I'm the retard with paperwork to prove it. I'm just speaking on the behalf of the viewer. And I can tell you folks this much in your Delphi community. Hope floats. But so does my crap in a toilet. And you can wish in one hand and you can crap in your other. Why they didn't send this case out and bring professionals in from another state, I have no idea. That red flag. Now, hey, we got to investigate this, but these guys are saying these guys are involved with it. And this guy said he's related to this guy who is in this guy's in the lab. This guy's related to this guy. And this, well, we can't have our own guys investigate this. Right? You got to send this out. You got to bring someone in. You got to bring someone in to investigate it from outside because it's corrupt. They're going to all cover for each other. They're going to. They just didn't listen. Why? Because I'm a retard. I'm an idiot. They didn't listen to these people that were telling them something fishy. They're not idiots. These are documented scholars. Something fishy in the kid. We might have to push this one out of state or no, you kidding me? There's a lot of money on the line here. Millions. This will bring money to our towns. This will bring money to the lawyers, to the to the everybody's going to profit on this. You kidding me? You keep this going. We have the killer. You do not. You even mention that. We'll kill you. You found nothing. This is what it's going to be. Now, they all want me to be what they want me to be. They all want me to be something they want me to be. They all want me to do this and do that. Hey, I'm out of it. Has nothing to do with me other than I was attacked because of mistaken identity. They tried to throw everything up, right? We kept telling them, hey, you guys are attacking people because they have the same name or the first name or whatever it is, or because they watch this channel. We're getting attacked because we are watching this channel, or we might sub to this channel, and these people don't like us watching that channel or listening to the creator give their opinion, so we were attacked. But being that these people were hired from the defense and news channels, and it was okay because they were hired by the state or whatever, or they were families with a police officer or lab or judge or whatever. It was okay. It was all right. It's going to be okay. Right? We need to get some info into the prisons or whatever. Did Richard Allen really sign or even write that letter? Or did someone else write it? I don't know. You didn't have a professional look at it. I know that much. You didn't have a professional handwriting expert look at it, a forensic guy that comes in and a professional. That's all he does is read handwritings. Nope. Did you have a forensic team come in and test every single hair, every drop of blood, every footprint? Well, being that the bodies weren't there that night and the place was just trampled with everything, right? What happened to the other 100 and something hairs you collected there? Right? What happened to all that crap? What happened to the cigarette butt you found there? What happened to all the vehicles that in the beginning of the case were popping up all over? Black sedan with a Comet, a PT Cruiser, purple, dark purple, a pickup truck with a cab on it with stickers all up the back of it, or it was an SUV or whatever. Where are all these vehicles? Where are all these witnesses? Where's the 300-pound bodybuilder that was bulky, that had cold, dark eyes, that was walking like he was on a mission? Where's this 300-pound dude? Where's this 250-pound dude that had black eyes that was seen there? Where's that dude? Where's he at? Where's Flannel Guy? Where's all that? I don't know. I got 6 sketches. They all look different. But them 6 dudes are the same. Well, that means the guy might have a split personality, and he is all them guys. But it turns out he was only 5'4". I'm sorry. Their bodies were there all night. But well, maybe just people don't know how to search, because there's footage on the news of vehicles there that night in the cemetery, and 4-wheelers and dogs running around. Well, maybe it was too dark and they just didn't have the lighting they needed, and the girls were there the whole time and just overlooked. And the killer went back that night once he got home and was watching the news, and it came over the news, we're calling off the search. It's too cold. We're calling it off. And he decided, well, I better get back and see what I can do with that phone. Got something on there, maybe. I got to check it out. You got to explain to me who plugged into the phone for 4 hours, 5 hours, and then unplugged it before they found it. Right? I don't know. Maybe somebody out there. Maybe. Maybe a family member that found him in a search that was out there. I don't know. Derek was out there. Cody, Mike, Patty. These people had such a small peon brain that they could not look out past the box. It's very possible the killer had the phone already, and the girls, and Bridge Guy was just a patsy. Yeah, it's very possible. Yeah. And we said that numerous times. They just didn't want to hear, you're crazy. It was just one guy. That's it. And all these people are just nobodies or whatever. I don't know. You better back up and check yourself before you wreck yourself, because last time I checked and took a surveillance of the people, Keegan Klein is part of the case. And even if he wasn't the killer, we, the people, find him guilty of having a connection to lure the girls. And if that ain't enough for you people to say, oh my God, it's a giant pedo ring. Look at this, 700 photos in their photos and 250 accounts of the same account, everyone using the same photo. Nah, there's nothing going on here. There's nothing to see here, folks, in Indiana. Right? There's more than corn in Indiana. Yeah, we're not buying it. We didn't buy it then. We ain't buying it now. Humanimal, the bodies are. Phones was already down to 4% battery. Yeah. Yeah, the phone was completely dead, but then powered back up at 2:30 in the morning. Right? People said, well, they didn't get. Well, if the phone was powered down in a certain mode, it was not accepting. Well, you couldn't hear the. You couldn't hear the. You couldn't hear the phone ring. You couldn't hear if it was getting messages. The phone might have powered down to save power, and it was not receiving messages in order to save power. Once they got the phone and powered it up, put power to it, maybe all these messages came in, right? Where are you girls at? Well, what's going on? We don't know. For all we know, they already had possession of the phone, and Bridge Guy was an accomplice, but the Joker wanted to make sure he covered all of his tracks. And this is what happens when you kick the professionals off. When you choose to line the people of your own town pocket and people you know, and we've seen this in construction, we've seen it at these apartment complexes, housing developments. They're going to line their own pit. That 300,000 could not leave Delphi. Had to go to one of these big dogs in this game. Now, we caught a couple of these YouTubers that so claimed they were working at you were dark hackers. You yourself were made. That's why you ran to the government with your evidence. I'm sorry the government believed your sorry asses. But the bottom line is you were pedos. I don't care what kind of coverage you were doing. You didn't go to the government until we got on your asses, hoping that they would protect you. We figured your little game out, boys. You can continue to hack computers. You can continue to threaten with your lawyers, and you know the law. Well, the people that come to this state know the streets, and they know war. So you better recap on your defense. Streets, wars, and prisons, because they come to collect. You blame too many organizations, Delphiers. I was trying to save you people. Apologize to your viewers. Apologize to the families. Apologize to this country and my justice system if I catch another one of you dirtying up my courtyard. And turning it into a circus. My hardworking citizens paid for that courtyard and courthouse. It ain't a zoo. Next time you're out there camping and you see leaves all over my camp yard, pick them up. You're going to be throwing up all over the place and drinking out there like it's a nothing party. You bring another weapon onto my government courtyard. I don't care if you're the sheriff of your own little world. No weapons on my property, the citizens' property. We, the people. Just so happens I speak for them. Why would you even let these people be involved in it when they have records of sexual assault against people, of violent crimes against these people? I have no idea. Thank God I wasn't one of them. And don't think you're going to get away that easy, ladies and gentlemen, because once I told you, and I told you before, all it took was one of your buddies to become a suspect. And you all now are suspects. Why? Because that's how it works. If these people haven't been an American long enough, if they haven't been in America long enough and don't realize that you don't even have to sell drugs, you don't even have to be a killer or anything, you're around one, and you just became a suspect in a case or an accomplice, I think you boys better go back and you best get your lawyers that you think are so good because they spent 10 years smoking dope and popping pills and pushing cocaine and screwing all these college girls. God dang idiots solved this case. We're lagging in technology, Mr. Trump. It's obvious we're lagging in human society, our colleges, our schools. These kids can't even go to college and learn anything. You got a doctorate? Oh, that's good. That's good. Can you pull that needle out of your arm? Yeah, we got to go in front of the judge. I mean, ain't this something? You know, hey, right? Yeah. Now, I can act too, ladies and gentlemen, just as good as the best of them. Believe me, they're all calling me. But I can't stick around here too much longer. I really can't. Right? I've already been attacked enough. All my privileges taken away. I don't know. They said they were white privileges. I have no idea what they're talking about. Your privilege. You mean to breathe air? Yes. No longer breathe air. Oh my God. Yeah, this is what we're dealing with. Shut up. Don't listen to him. I got 50,000 views. I got 50,000 K here, man. Subs. That guy knows nothing. You guys, please send in all your money to me because I need a whole new home and a computer and a new phone. Well, because my last one they were on to me, the government and everything. But I need a whole new laptop. I need a whole new life and everything. Please send your money, but don't listen to that channel. That don't make a dime off of nothing. He's not in this for the money or the subs or the views. Don't listen to him. Yeah. You folks have a great day. Let me see what my chat is saying. Johnny, your Muslims have a really old genitalia under leave the courthouse. I seen on the Travel Channel. Oh, a guillotine. Yes. Yes, we kept our own old guillotines. This is true. Yes. Yes, in the in the basement. Well, we took some money and we built a bomb shelter for people and some of us people underneath the courthouse. So we had to push the guillotine and uh, the noose and all the old time stuff that we said to the one back room. We still got it. Well, old time. We didn't know if vampires were going to pop up again, witches, demons. We also have that thing where they stick your head through in your two arms and they bring it down. You just sit in front of the public all day and they're like, this guy right here is a sinner. And they just go on talk. They don't hurt you or nothing. You just are humiliated in public. But I can't sit on here all day. I got stuff to do. God bless you all. I'm not buying the whole story. I don't know. Next time, if you want people to buy stuff, uh, pay them money and they might buy it. I have no idea. I don't know. Did we solve the case? We solved it a long time ago, but they weren't going to let that 300,000 go. They weren't going to let it. Are they trespassing on us? Yes, they're trespassing on us. Yes. Witchery, sorcery, vampires? Yes. Are we afraid? No. They have come to wipe these people. There's no shit about it. They're going to wipe these people out. There ain't no secret society going to save them. I'm telling you, folks. Trump ain't bullshitting. That's one thing he ain't bullshitting about. He will kill you, folks, and this whole effing country. Right? These guys ain't. You think you're democracy? I keep telling these people, you can't do it. Democracy. I don't know what you've been told, dude. You can listen to these millionaires and democracy. No, you're gonna vote whoever we put in front of you. If you don't like it, don't vote. That's your democracy. Don't ever come to me again and talk to me about democracy because you vote for who they put in front of you. That is your option. Vote or don't. You people have been so blinded by Satan. It's our democracy. It's that's what. No, you're gonna vote for whoever they put in front of you because it's already set up. Yeah, I know a lot of my military guys, vets and everything. We had no idea. No, then none of us did. Oh yeah, we should have more options. We should be told everything. Hey, this military base, we're not using it anymore for military. What do you want to do with it? I don't know. What can we do with it? What kind of what's on the land? What can we use? Can we turn it into something for the poor? Housing development. Uh, you know, well, what should we do? Vote on it. Why? Because it's the people's. It is the people's military base. And if I have to keep telling these people, if you had no people, you ain't got no military base. They own nothing. And we're really tired of seeing this. We vote them in there. It's the people's. I'm here for you guys. They own nothing. It's all ours. The people's. All right, we're going to get you in there. Election day. He's president. I'm sorry, but we own everything. You mean the people? No, no, the government. and everyone else, big business and everything. But you said you would. Well, that was before the $100 million they offered me. Yeah, democracy. All right, let me see what Aries said. Hello, Aries. How you doing? The only reason I found why LE and or FBI would call off a search for children is when all hope is lost in hostage situations. I found no other reason to call off a search for children. Well, a lot of people question that. There was no Amber Alert put out. And they called off the search when they thought the girls were just missing or maybe out there hiking and got hurt. But they called it off. The only reason you would call off a search is if you went through that dang place with a fine tooth comb and decided, well, they're not here. Might as well call it off. Because some of the big scholars are asking, well, this is crazy because it was very cold that night. It sure was. It was below freezing. And the girls were missing. How did they know they weren't there or out there? Well, probably because they went through that whole place. Maybe accidentally stepped over something or didn't see it. Maybe it was camouflage or whatever it may be. Maybe they weren't there. We don't know. You know why, government? Because we weren't there. That's why. Yes, they manipulated the timelines. And people forget that there's a time change down there. Right? So somebody that was making out the report could have been on a different time zone and wrote down, well, it was 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. When really there was a time change. Either it was an hour more or an hour less. They won't let us listen to all the video. You know what you can hear no matter where you're at in Delphi, Indiana? You know what you can hear all day and all night? Does anyone in my chat know what they can hear all day and all day? What was edited out? Well, if you heard what was that comes through Delphi all day and all night on a schedule, that would actually tell the time of the tale. And they couldn't let that happen. They edited it. Why? Well, because the sounds on that video would have gave away what time it was. Or they would have been able to track down when they heard that noise. Can any of you viewers tell me what comes through Delphi like clockwork each day? All day and all night. Yeah, they put a gag order on the case. You weren't allowed to talk about these guys. You weren't allowed to talk about this. You weren't allowed to talk about this and that. That right there was a red flag. That, whoa, what is going? Who are these guys? Right? Who are these guys? These guys, these guys put themselves in that predicament. They put themselves as suspects in the case because of the stuff they were posting on Facebook and on YouTube and all this crazy stuff. And then they play like, I can't believe they arrested me. Well, I don't know, maybe because you were posting all kinds of crazy shit on Facebook and on YouTube of all kinds of maybe that's why you're a suspect. Maybe the tattoos and stuff you were showing and all the secret stuff that it's 2 and 2 equals 7, I think. But Maybe that's why. I mean, I don't know why. I don't know many people that there's a murder case and they run right. I was there. I mean, I don't know very many people that are killers that run right to the place, and I don't know. I don't know very many people that a murder case pops up, and the next thing you know, uh, they place themselves there. They reveal to the public that they were questioned. I don't know. I have no idea. And it turned out it was just for views and subs and donations, money. I don't know. We live in a crazy world. I got to get off this thing. You folks have a great day. I want to thank all you great people for stopping in. You all have great points. Aries, Debbie, Miss Humanimal, Cold Truth, all the ladies. Uh, but we can't let our pride get in the way of judgment. We cannot let our integrity and our egos get in the way. You can't use photos of a broken up relationship between a man and a woman or messages. Uh, you can't use photos to bribe people to see things your way in this case, or even to vote for a president. You can't do these things. And that pointed out to me that our world is corrupt and evil. And there's no amount of money that can fix it. Well, there is, but it's just blood money. It's just horrible. You folks be safe. Keep an eye on one another. All glory goes to God Almighty, King of Kings. Forgive me for my sins. Forgive these people for their sins. You're danged if you do, if you ask for forgiveness in the public. If you talk to the Father in public, they say, oh, that's bad. What did Jesus do when he was on the cross, breathing his last breath? What did he do in front of the world, in front of all the witnesses when he was being crucified? He prayed to the Father in public. I think you folks better wake up. You got a rude awakening coming to your country. God bless. All glory goes to God. If you want to pray in public, pray, but don't brainwash people. You can't convince them. Jesus even said, he cannot make you come to him or the Father. You had to do it on your own will. You folks have a great night. Be safe. Keep an eye on your children. I'm not buying none of this stuff until this case goes into court and the people, we the people, get to see every piece of evidence, every piece of hair, every piece of the video, the recording. And when you throw in cops that were corrupt and they made up fake reports, which a couple of these guys were fired for it and found, how do you solve a case when the police were corrupt in Delphi? Yeah. How do you do it? How do you do it? By now, 8 years, they've had plenty of time to conjure up whatever they wanted. I don't know. I'm done with it. Grow up, people. Grow up. You're not. This ain't high school. I can give two craps if you're sleeping with 6 women and showing photos. I can give two craps if you're sleeping with 6 guys and showing photos. But when you took that personal life and you brought it into Delphi, you people need help. You need help. Your children. You should have never been put on this case. You should have never covered it. Your children. I don't like what he said about Delphi. Attack them. Your children. I ain't got time for this, Mr. Trump. I got a country to run, and I got citizens I got to save. I ain't got time for these children, Mr. Trump. I have a disability. And I got a headache now, Mr. Trump. I can't do this too much. These are chill. You're asking me to solve the world's problems, and I got to deal with these. I got to go. You folks have a great day. Hello, Miss Shelley, New Brunswick. How you doing? Hopefully you had a good day. God bless. All glory goes to God. What is the most deadliest sin of all is not asking the Father for forgiveness. In Jesus' name, amen. Have a good day, folks.